Welcome back to another reaction and ting and ting and ting. I'm Mr. Giant and I'm back with some more vibes for all. Yeah, now we go in another set of the Heritage Minutes. That's it, Canadian history and ting, you know what I mean? And we're doing Jake's Planty. So I ain't gonna keep you all waiting too long. Let's YouTube and simmer.
It's never been done before.
Mr. Blake.
You can't see down with that thing.
Mr. Blake.
Jacques, what?
They're coming.
Hold them up. Find something. Jacques, I'm telling you for the last time.
The Canadians, finish.
Come on, coming back on the ice.
Come on, give me something.
How many stitches?
Gentlemen, please.
On November 1st, 1959, Jacques Plant of the Montreal Canadiens broke with tradition
You're a great man, Mr. Plant, standing up to him like that.
and changed the face of hockey forever.
Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about hockey. I've never been to a hockey game or anything like that. But it seems like the Canadians are first and foremost in hockey in a lot of ways, you know, apart from the Russians and the Americans, I guess. But I think there's other countries involved in it too. And I think some Caribbean islands just have hockey teams too. But I have decided I will not go to a hockey game unless I do it in Canada. The little town where I live had a semi-pro hockey team, you know, and I never went to the game. I think they were called the Blizzards or something like that. You know, everybody here was crazy about it, but that team is no longer here, you know. But yeah, I think that's another thing I'm gonna do in Canada. Maple syrup, hockey. I'm making a list here and take it, you know what I mean? Let's go ahead and keep going here.
TV sucks the brain right out of the skull. So next seminar we'll probe the content of television.
Professor
But of course, the content of television is movies, but the message of television is what it does to us, the users.
Are you saying that the medium is more important than the message it carries?
No, the medium is not more important than the message. It's obvious. The medium is the message.
The medium is the message. What does that mean?
Well, of course, the medium is the message. It's what I...
He's full of great ideas.
Like print changed the shape of the world. People don't read newspapers. They get into them like a warm bath.
This Canadian changed the way the world thinks about communications.
Is the message, then the content must be the audience. And of course, electronic information is turning the world into a global village. Take light bulbs, they're an information medium. They
Kind of seemed to me like that idea got twisted a little bit in the vibe here, you know what I mean? And today everybody blamed the media for what's happening, you know what I mean? The media is what's causing the scourge of sexual deviance or the violence or anything like that. I don't quite believe that, and I'll tell you why. Because look at cartoons, massive violence, you know, Wile E. Coyote, pew, 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 you know, head falling off, head going down into the body and popping back up. Granted, it's cartoon, but it's not real, and I think people tend to misconstrue reality with what's on television. Like today, we have all these reality shows and thing where you see people acting crazy, like the Housewives of Atlanta or Hip Hop Atlanta and all of that, and you see all these people acting wild and crazy and stuff, and it's not exactly real life, you know. I'm not saying stuff like that don't happen in real life, but it's, you know. So then I understand what he's saying, that the audience is it. So once you could manipulate the thinking of the audience, that's what makes the medium. I don't know if that makes sense, but let's keep going here.
This is me and my mother, Lucille Teasdale. one of Canada's first female surgeons. She came here with my Italian father to a medical mission in Africa. Despite 20 years of civil war, together they built a modern 500-bed hospital.
Do you have a mother? Mama naked queen?
Disinfect yourself.
No time. This man's bleeding to death. Take antibiotics later.
She performed the last of her 13,000 operations not long before she died of AIDS in 1996.
Oh, wow. Wow. Talk about sacrificing for the
We
best.
will execute them. That is what I said. You may do what you want with me, but these poor young people are entirely innocent. Shut up! I said, look! Yes, you say that they are only missionaries, but we know that they are agents of the colonial power. What? I didn't hear you. What? Get down, all of you! You cockroach!
Drop your weapon. Your men are disarmed and the place is surrounded. You will drop your weapon.
It was Canada that proposed the United Nations peacekeeping force in 1956. General Jacques Dextraz of the Royal Fusiliers of Montreal would later become head of our armed forces.
Who are you? Dextraz, United Nations peacekeeping force.
Now, that's one thing I know about Canada for sure, that they were always involved in the United Nations peacekeeping force. I mean, I knew that for a fact there. You know, they were always talked about where I'm from as being part of it. So that part I absolutely know. You don't hear people talk about them much doing it, because I think most of the time when they talk about things like that, it's more geared towards political reasons. Like you hear, hey, Russia went into Africa. Like these days, with the conflict in Ukraine going on, I notice a lot of Africans are taking the Russian side and saying, well, Russia came and did this first and came and did that for us. It's all politically motivated as far as I'm concerned, and I'm not blaming Russians per se. It's just governments, you know what I mean? People have to differentiate between what the people want and what the government does. You know what I mean? And the ones that speak the loudest are the ones that's going to back what the government does, because then if you don't back what the government does, you're perceived to be a traitor. Let's just put it boldly. They're a traitor thing, and I mean that's every country. That's not just here. That's not just Russia. That's not just anywhere in the world. Even in my country, you know what I mean. You just, if you have a certain leadership, and that leadership have some power, you know what I mean. You either sit around and shut your mouth, talk and be persecuted, or join. And that's what people fail to realize, and it's a matter of survival in those cases there. It's not a matter of patriotism or nothing like that, or anti-patriotism. It's just a matter of survival, you know what I mean? And I think that's what war and politics does, you know. It sort of hinges on human emotion. And of course it's a toss-up where it's going to go, you know what I mean? But I know of them being in the United Nations, and it's you don't hear much about the United Nations peacekeeping forces anymore. As a matter of fact, you don't hear anything much about peacekeeping. Not that they're not trying. I'm just saying, you don't hear much about that anymore. It's just bomb this, kill this. But, I know about that part of it.
You won't believe some of these proposals. Look at this one. This. Phew. Now this is what I wanted from the start. But Mike Pearson wants this. Well, he is the Prime Minister. But blue is not an official Canadian color. Meanwhile, John Diefenbaker and the Tories want this. The only way I'll ever get the whole committee together is to persuade my Liberals to reject their own Prime Minister's choice. Well, the Tories will agree to that at least. Is there one design here that the whole committee can agree on? That says Canada? No mistake about it. I wonder. Prime Minister and Mr. Diefenbaker, I was just talking about you. Are we all going to the same party?
Amazingly, John Matheson MP would achieve the unanimity he sought.
What year was that? I'm not. Tell me down below, what year was that? I just want to know one thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're gonna. Wow. I'm always intrigued by how, and I keep saying that on every episode, man, how the women are in the vibe. You're like the surgeon who died of AIDS while trying to help in Africa and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I'm assuming, and I have to believe, with no political motivation, just to help. It's kind of cool. We need more of that. Anyway, man, thanks for watching these with me and Tig, you know what I mean? And thank you for commenting. And the other day I hit 10,000 subscribers, and I want to thank you all for watching it with me. Because the more people watch with me, the more fun I have, because it means more comments. Keep them coming. Thank you for all the suggestions. I'm getting to them. I'm on vacation this week. You know what I mean? And I decided not to do anywhere or do anything. I'm going to just chill. I'm going to keep watching all this stuff, all right? Y'all take care of each other, all right? Link in the description as usual. Cool running.